Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy, Average Kid, and I know it's been a month. I know. I'm sorry. Um, but hey, better late than never, I guess. At least I'm here. I could have just not uploaded for 2 months, okay? I could have, but I chose not to because I love this. But yeah, today we're going to be talking about some person on Twitter accusing Dream of sexual assault. And I thought it was pretty interesting because it literally makes no sense at all. Like, if you just look at the tweets, like, you'll know that it's just her just hating on Dream for like absolutely no reason, and it's kind of hilarious and stupid. But yeah, I think we should get on to the tweets and yeah, let's get to it. All right, guys. So sorry you can't see my beautiful face, but I just had to block it so you can see the tweets. So there's this person named Kaisa who talks about her experience at Dream's concert, and let's read it. At Dream's last concert, 27th September 2023, I was sexually assaulted. 2 blocks from the venue, I got catcalled, and all day after, I was self-conscious about my outfit. I debated buying a jacket to cover her up, but thought I'd be fine. It's not like anything would happen to me, a group that loves safety and positivity. Famous last words. Okay, so far she's gotten catcalled and thinks that she'll be fine in the concert. Uh, The venue was super crowded, barely any personal space. I tried to stay back, but ended up in a sea of people so deep I couldn't leave unless I pushed my way out. I tried to distract myself from how overwhelming it was by hyper focusing on my filming, especially for a song I really loved at the time. It was loud and bright and still very crowded, so I didn't notice a stranger behind me moving closer, not till I felt a hand touch my hip. Uh, I was mid recording and didn't want to unpack what was happening, so I just kept filming. I tried to convince myself it was accidental, but after a bit I felt more, this time painful and only getting worse. If it was me in that situation, I would just do two things. One, try and get the hands off my hips and just move to another spot, honestly. That's what I would have done. I wouldn't just record. Like, that's what I would do personally. Like I wouldn't just like let it happen, because why would you let someone like touch you in an inappropriate way? I mean, I don't know. Maybe she was just like shocked and like didn't know what to do and was just like scared. Like it happens to people. Like yeah, it makes sense to like move away and like go to another spot. It's common sense. But like there's just some people who like when they're like in that position, they're just like scared and don't know what to do. But let's just keep reading this. I looked down and all I saw was their hand in the dark, low in my hip. Then I couldn't quite breathe, but I was frozen in place and they just kept touching me. I'm not comfortable sharing the rest. Yeah, so apparently she mentioned in another tweet that that they touched her in like an inappropriate spot. I don't know what, because she never really specified because she's not comfortable sharing the rest, but I don't know. It must have been bad. I'm assuming. Sometime after the song ended, dissociated, I noticed an open space ahead of me. I stepped forward, the movement jolted their hands off me, and after that, the stranger stayed gone. Okay, good. So she actually did the right thing, and she decided to, move out of the stranger's grasp and not have to worry about him touching her anymore, which is good, honestly. From that point on, I was on autopilot, numb and dissociating worse. I managed to cut the video to post, hoping I got out all the bad parts and filmed the next song. My hands were shaking, but I really didn't want to process it, so I pretended I was fine. So for those of you who were looking at the bad parts part, no, she's not talking about like the recording where she got or the guy was touching her hips. She mentioned in another tweet that she didn't actually have that recorded. I thought that too when I first saw this because it seemed like that. But I think when she mentioned bad parts, I think she was like talking about like the song or the concert itself. I don't really know what she was talking about, but I do know that it wasn't really talking about or her getting touched, because if it was and she deleted it, that would be really dumb, honestly. Eventually, the show was over, and I called an Uber. I barely managed to drag myself in, trying to convince myself I was shaking from the cold and not from fear. It was a mix of both, but I knew dang well I couldn't hide forever. My driver even checked on me because I shook so badly my teeth chattered. The whole time I just wanted to get home and scrub my skin raw to get Phantom hands off of me. Okay, I'm gonna be 100% honest here. I do not have any idea what phantom hands is, but I have a feeling that phantom hands is a pretty wild term in the situation. I would really like someone to tell me in the comments what hands means, because I genuinely want to know, because this is wild, like the way she said it. Phantom hands, like scrub my skin raw. Dang, that is some wild wording here. Sorry, my throat's kind of sore. I was gifted a cat beanie while queuing, and I clung to it the whole drive to ground myself. Thank you, kind stranger. Then I was home, and I shattered. I took the night to crack and scream and cry and delete the footage to wipe it from my life. I guess that makes sense. I mean, I don't want to be reminded of that time I got touched in the hips inappropriately. But dang, that actually sucks. I've still seen other footage on socials. Even scrolling past it makes me ill. And that was that. Okay, so those footages, does it happen to show like a glimpse of like the stranger touching you in any way, or is the concert itself just reminding you of like what happened that day? I'm just curious, like, cause if it actually showed like footage of like her hips getting touched, then you could like use that. But I don't know. To be frank, I didn't want to share this. I don't want to pity or stay haunted by this. I just have one message. Supporting victims means all victims. I'm so disgusted by the takes I've seen lately, twisting the definition of consent to invalidate victim stories, saying a victim should have done more to stop her own assault, saying a victim is lucky to be assaulted than rather than R word. I have not seen these takes at all. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what she's talking about. Like, I don't know if she's on Twitter more than me, but I haven't seen anything personally. Even Dream's Reddit post. It's sickening that he too has been dismissive of SA when it can happen 30 feet from his freaking stage. Okay, first of all, what did Dream's Reddit post had to do with this? Like that felt irrelevant. Like what does Reddit post have to do with this? And second of all, like, okay, so Dream, you may have been near Dream, but even with that, like, compare yourself to like the hundreds of thousands of people that were in his concert, bro. Like, it's not like you can see everyone who's being assaulted or like harassed in some way. Like, it's not like you can just like scan the entire concert to like see whose hips are getting touched and who's getting harassed. Like, that's not his job. He was just there to sing. Like, he couldn't control what happened in this concert. Like why bringing him up in this topic? I beg you all, support victims, not just the ones you agree with or the ones who accuse people you don't like. All of us. It shouldn't take graphic details or a secondary confirmation just for you to conjure a shred of empathy. All we ask is to be heard, and we are so brave to speak. Listen. Okay, this was a lot. Okay, first of all, I just want to say that I feel bad for you, and I'm sorry you got harassed and catcalled. That must have sucked. Um, I really hope you're doing better now. And I read like a tweet where she said like she was like getting help, like she was meeting her real life friends, and she's getting support. That's good, honestly. I hope she gets all the support she needs, to like get over this, cause this this does not sound like it was fun. Like, what am I saying? Of course it wasn't fun, bro. What am I saying? But yeah, I feel really bad for you, and honestly, I hope you feel better. Cause being touched in the hips and other spots, getting catcalled in the same day, that sucks. Honestly, I could never imagine going through that, bro. Like, I genuinely hope you're getting all the support you need, cause that's not something one can like tolerate really easily. But with that being said, I wanted to mention that this happened on 27th September 2023. So that was approximately 6 months ago. Now I'm mentioning this because she decides to mention this on March 19th, 6 months after, and I find this to be interesting because March supposedly, I think, from what I've seen, is like the month where a bunch of Minecraft YouTubers have been getting accused of like a bunch of things like being pedos and R wording and like I don't know. but like just being accused about like a bunch of wild things. And the coincidence, what's coincidental here is that she decides to post this tweet and mention Dream throughout this post, and like imply that like Dream had something to do with this here where my mouse cursor is. So I find that really interesting that she decides to mention this now. But I mean, you could also argue that like oh my god, my throat is so sore. You could also argue that like she maybe had didn't feel comfortable posting this like after it happened, like recently, like after a week. Maybe because she was just trying to like process through it, or like she just didn't want to post it because she did mention that she wasn't really comfortable in talking about like a lot of things. So maybe she just needed time to like actually open up and like talk about what actually happened, which can be true, but it's also it's also interesting when she decides to post this around when um people are accusing Minecraft YouTubers of these things, and she also mentions a Minecraft YouTuber in this post. So I don't know. The vibe I'm getting here is that maybe she's just trying to accuse. She just made this story just to accuse Dream on purpose, just so she could like get attention. And looking at the results, it's worked. Okay, but I'm not gonna end the video here because she actually responded to this because a bunch of people must have replied to her of talking about like mm, uh, how like Dream didn't had nothing to do with this, clearing some things up. This was a fan, not Dream. As I said, he was on stage. He could not have done this. Okay. I named Dream's concert to give context, not claiming he was responsible in any way. I have watched him since 2019. I do not intend to drag his name. It really didn't feel necessary to bring up that it was Dream's concert. You could have just said you were at a concert and someone touched you in an inappropriate way. Like, you didn't really need, like, no one really needed that context unless Dream had something to do with it. It was not just my hip. I was groped in a much more violating way. Context clues. Ugh, dang. The deleted video was of the stage, not the assault. If I had video proof, trust, I'd be in court and not online. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Cause like people thought that like the deleted thing was like her actually getting harassed or like assaulted. Why didn't I push them off slash call for help slash etc.? There's many things I could have done, but I didn't. That doesn't make me any less of a victim. I don't owe y'all more details. I've shared all that I'm comfortable with. I will not beg to be believed. Okay, so here's what I gotta say to this. If Dream didn't have anything to do with this, okay, if what you're saying is true, right? Dream was just doing his thing. He couldn't see everyone, right? Why bring him up to begin with? Why mention that it was his concert, and why mention like his Reddit and like how like you were 30 feet away from him? Like, why mention those things if Dream supposedly didn't do anything? Like you make it sound like he didn't do something and he did do something, if that makes sense. And this our boy lyrics here responded by saying, "Bro, you didn't just say it was Dream's concert to give context. You used it as an opportunity to crap on him. You said Dream is dismissive of sexual assault, which when Katie never got essayed, and tried to use your story as a weapon to attack him with because you got assaulted at his concert." All right, oh shit, that was the wrong one. I named Dream's concert to give context, not claim he was responsible in any way. I have watched him since 2019. I do not intend to drag his name. Even Dream's Reddit post, it's sickening that he too has been dismissive of essay when it could even happen 30 feet from his fucking stage. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like she's saying that Dream didn't do it and he did do it. Like what? Like you're giving us mixed signals here. Like what are you trying to say? Like are you just doing this just to like get attention or something? I don't blame Dream in any way. My intent was to highlight that folks can spread harmful rhetoric even while unknowingly being mere victims, as he was. I also included points from other folks who have no fault, such as Destiny. Just didn't name them because I didn't find it relevant. Okay, there's two things I gotta mention here. One, what harmful rhetoric was Dream spreading? Um, I don't know. Maybe I'm oblivious. Maybe I don't. Maybe I'm just not caught up with Dream. But I don't recall any harmful rhetoric Dream has ever mentioned here. And two, if you won't include someone named Destiny because they weren't irrelevant to the story, and you say that Dream wasn't relevant to the story, why mention him? Why mention his Reddit and the fact that he was 30 feet away from you if he wasn't relevant? See, something's just not adding up here. I'm still getting the vibe that like she's probably just doing this for attention, which is working, unfortunately. All due respect, the reason people are interpreting it the way they are is because you worded it terribly. Very true. The wording you used in the paragraph about Dream only makes it sound like you're blaming and slash or you're angry at Dream. Then what you said with that paragraph was negative. Yeah, honestly. Wrong. You 100% blamed him. This is also true, honestly. Like, you literally just flat out blamed him for, like, no reason whatsoever, Kaisa. So, yeah. Overall, I feel like Kaisa just made that post just because just so she could like get some attention and had to mention Dream. Honestly, it like if people weren't accusing Minecraft YouTubers around this time, she probably wouldn't even have brought it up to begin with. But and even if she did actually get abused and like harassed, that's fine, right? Like I'm sorry, like I hope you're feeling better, and I hope you're like, with your loved ones, and I hope you're getting all the support that you need, right? But Dream didn't do this, bro. I wanted to mention this too. So this person, Junebug, says this has nothing to do with Dream. I'm sorry this happened to you, but don't attach his name to it just to slander him. Y'all are not helping victims come forward by doing this. It's his event. That's not slander. That's a fact. Jumping to defend your favorite boy from imaginary harm just dismisses my story. Now her response is kind of iffy because how is saying that Dream's not relevant to the story not helping victims come forward? We're not ignoring that you got harassed. No one's ignoring that. Like she even says that she's sorry that it happened to her. Like no one's ignoring what happened to you. Okay, we all feel bad, right? Like what happened to you is not okay. But and with the other victims thing, it still doesn't make sense. It's the same thing. And like yeah, oh yeah, and another thing, right? Like like the his event thing. Okay, that's fine, like mentioning that was Dream's concert, even though you didn't really need to say it was his concert. But we also got to mention that you still mentioned him in a negative way in your post. So it still makes it look like that you're still blaming him for something that he didn't really do, like as if you have like some hate towards Dream. Ooh, I don't know if this is. Oh yeah, this is another thing, right? I want to mention this too. So someone here says, as someone who's dealt with SA, having a hand on Europe is not SA. Yes, it could be if they continue to do it, but here it seems like a misunderstanding. Like they probably thought you were someone they knew. Like, gee, their hands jolted off me when movement just shows. And then she responded with like, since I'm not comfortable sharing the rest, isn't it enough for some of y'all to take a hint? The act can include touching someone's body, breast, or genital, either over or under clothing. Though often associated with momentary instances in crowded places, the emotional impact of groping can last much longer. From a legal perspective, such behavior is a form of sexual assault under criminal law. Emotional impact of groping can last much longer. Mm. I guess I could see where she's trying to come from here, but I mean, we still won't really know if it was truly SA or not, because she's still not comfortable sharing the rest, and she kind of implied that like they kind of touched her in some other areas. So I don't really know about that, but honestly, overall, I don't know why she had to mention Dream over this. I hope she's getting the support she needs if she actually did get harassed or assaulted in any way. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna end this 20-minute video. And dang, I don't think I've ever uploaded a 20-minute video before. This is gonna be a long one, bro. Especially for just like since what am I saying, bro? Ugh. If you made it to this video, bro, thank you. Actually, you have a good attention span if you actually made it to 20 whole minutes. But yeah, I'm not gonna waste any more time, guys. Thank you for watching, bro. I appreciate it. I'm sorry I haven't uploaded in a month. I'll try my best to keep uploading more daily. But with that being said, see you guys. Peace.